Hello guys, today we're going to be talking about Hello Neighbor's neural network AI that was the main advertisement for the game that just seems to not be there anymore. In the early builds of Hello Neighbors, like Alpha 1, Pre-Alpha, all that, back in 2016, 2017, Hello Neighbor was marketed around a novel concept that the neighbor would learn from your every move, like closing off windows that you always use, setting traps in response to patterns that you take, and the outcome to that was that every playthrough would be uniquely challenging and would get harder and harder the more you got caught. So it wasn't just a good like gameplay twist either. It was one of the marketing strategies. In Alpha 1 and Pre-Alpha, he really seemed to actually have had a learning AI. He really did put traps after every catch. There was a camera everywhere that you used to try to go through. He started blocking off stuff. Alpha 2, it seemed kind of like it was gone, but the smaller house made it kind of hard to avoid him anyway. Alpha 3 got ruined by Alpha 2 by the fact that it uses Alpha 2 as AI, and the big old house, you can't really keep track of it. But this was also the start of the downfall, because as we moved into like Alpha 3 beta and full release, players quickly started to notice the shift that the adaptive learning seemed gone, replaced by scripted patrols, statistic trap placement, and AI behavior that felt more predictive than reactive. And the learning neighbor was nowhere to be found, and he was really extremely broken too. He sometimes just wasn't even there. There were probably several reasons that the AI kind of felt like it was gone. There was no neural network AI there. It was just the basic AI by the final game. But there's probably a few factors that likely influenced the shift. Probably technical constraints. True machine learning requires heavy processing, a lot of training. The smaller alpha environments couldn't really support. Well, the smaller alpha builds like Alpha 1 and Pre-Alpha could support simple adaptive scripts, and then scaling that to a full Unreal Engine 4 build would have been immensely taxing. Gameplay balance too. If the AI learned too much, then gameplay risked becoming unnecessary and punishing, and making it frustrating for normal players. And the marketing reality gap too. It was probably more of an aspirational concept than a functioning feature, and it just led to disappointment when it was scrapped. Because we were promised the neural network AI again in Hello Neighbor 2, and we even got a dev video of how it's intended to work. We watched them train some parts for Mr. Peterson, aka the neighbor, and he started learning where you were hid. He started cutting you off. Even was supposed to throw stuff, possibly in that dev thing. Hello Neighbor 2 revived the concept. The early builds showed rooms hinting at neural network AI, and implying the neighbor would learn from a global player behavior pool. And by the time the full game came out, it just was removed. And by the time in 3 days before the deluxe editions released too, anything referencing the neural network AI had just vanished. At all, official game descriptions on Steam just gone. And people were very vocal about this. The AI doesn't learn. There's no neural network as they advertise. It's a basic AI that's sometimes worse than the first game's AI. And the sad thing is that it's true. The Hello Neighbor 2 AI, it goes, and when it catches up to you, it just stops sometimes. And that's the neighbor in the first game was broken, but he at least was someone that, if he caught up to you, he caught you sometimes. Sometimes he broke, but at least he didn't just stop and start chasing again. When he worked, even if it was on set AI, like a normal AI. And it's really sad that the second time we get promised this, it ends up even worse than the first game. But we had a lot of Steam comments saying that they lied, and Hello Neighbor 2 neural network idea was scrapped, and evidence suggests that part of the development team, the AI lead, excuse me if I butchered this, but Nikita Koleskarov, may have left before the beta phase, possibly contributing to the feature's removal. And there was a lot of Reddit impressions too, community backlash. And if you go to Reddit and r/Hello Neighbor game, you get quotes they were also supposed to have a neural network, but it was a poly to get a ton of wish lists supposedly anyways. Or also from r/Hello Neighbor Game, I recall someone dissecting the AI script, and it turned out the learning AI system was removed. The self-learning AI was even removed from the description after that, which everyone saw live as it happened. If you go back to check the Steam page the next day, the AI mentioned was gone. And it made people feel really misled as promises dissolved during development, and the game shipped with a stripped-down AI that felt reminiscent of traditional scripted enemy patterns, just like any normal horror AI, or mascot horror. And so what happened to the Hello Neighbor Neural Network AI? In my opinion, it started as a bold, innovative pitch, and technical constraints, gameplay balance, personal changes, and a widening gap between market and execution all played a part, along with developer issues, people leaving, people making different changes, new management, and in the end, the neural network would become another cautionary tale. It was a concept more powerful on paper and in marketing than what shipped. Let me know in the comments if you played the Hello Neighbor alphas. Did you see the differences between the AIs? And what was your take on AIs that didn't really outlast? And this has been DB Neo here. Make sure to subscribe, and see you in the next one.